Maybe now.
I'm on
Alright.
video.
Good. I think I finally got it. It was all foobarred here. Cool. Yeah, I think it was Ankbot wasn't playing nicely with my OBS currently. They both had an update, and I think something happened here.
All right. Well, have
So,
fun. You're
oh
not
yeah,
too far behind the time, and I'll
cool.
just sit back and watch.
Alright, sounds good. Alright guys, sorry about the delay there. We're having a little my Ankbot and Twitch alerts and Twitch are all having an update, and they were not playing nicely together. So, sorry about the delay. We'll get you going here, and we'll get moving along and show you guys how we're going to add some dual wheels to the mod that we did last week, which was the Farmall 1206. So first thing I had was I put a link in there. So if you're looking for the mods, if you do exclamation point class mod, you'll get the 2 mods required. Basically what's included is, oops, I'm echoing. Hold on one sec. Okay. I'm echoing. I'm not echoing. I'm trying to figure. I have it muted on my other stream, so it shouldn't be coming through. Let me double check here all my lovely settings. It should be. Yeah, it says I'm muted. Is everybody getting an echo? Oh, okay. Thanks, Viper. Had me worried there for a minute. I was like, man, what did I do wrong here now? So, no problem, man. Thanks for the heads up. Let's see here. Okay, so what we got... Cool, thanks, KW. So what we got here is the mod from last week, which is our Farmall 1206 single tire. These are the 2 mods you'll see if you do exclamation point class mod. You'll see this mod, which is a Farmall 1206 single wheel, as well as the required files. So, what I'm going to do is extract all these files, which is our mod, our 1206. And in case you weren't here last week, what we did was we took there is already this version converted in 15, but they have some issues with it, and I thought it'd be nice to show you guys. I was in the process of converting from 13 to 15, and I'd like to show you how it's done. So that way, if you have a favorite tractor, you want to convert it, I'm hoping this is at least get you partially there, if not all the way there. So, what I was hoping for is to get that going. Here's that tractor we were talking about. It's a single wheel in the back, Farmall 1206. Just to show you guys, this is a mod. First thing we need to do is I'm going to add them in Giants Editor. So we're going to double click on this file. Oops, first thing I need to do, I apologize, is I'm going to open the required files as well. And what I'll do is copy these out to the required files folder. These are the files that we need to bring in to make our tractor a selectable dual tire. They do also have a dual tire Farmall 1206 out there. The cool part about mine is it's going to be selectable. So whether you want a single rear tire or dual rear tire, I'm going to show you how to accomplish that tonight. So what I'm going to do to show you guys where I'm going here is I'm going to open the 1206 in Giants Editor 6.03. The other Giants Editor is for the older version. Okay, so there's our tractor. First thing always when you go into a mod is you'll notice 9 times out of 10 they will use an outdoor camera view. Do not edit a mod with this camera because that means when you go in the game, wherever your camera ends up when you're editing the mod is where this outdoor camera will show. It'll not be right. You won't be in this view. You'll be facing it. Wherever you ended up saving the camera, that's where you'll end up. So for instance, we made one in here called camera. And if you're not sure how to create a camera, it's as simple as going create camera, and it creates the camera down here. And basically all you gotta do is go view, camera, camera, and there it is. There's our new camera we created. Now we don't need that one, so what I'm gonna do is go back to my other camera here, and I'll delete that one. I just wanted to show you guys how to create a camera, in case you were unaware of how to do that. Okay, so here's our single wheel tractor. Now the cool part is I want to add these. They have these huge axles sticking out. I mean, it just looks a little ridiculous in my opinion, and it's kind of inviting to say add dual wheels to me. So that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is go File, Import, and what I'm going to do is get on my work in progress and actually go to Class 3, go to my required files, and I have a rear left and a rear right. So what I'm going to do is I'll do the left first. I'll bring that in. Now there it is. It's not in a good spot. No worries just yet. You can usually tinker around with it, move it as required. But basically all we got to do is you see it's out of the main tractor transform group, as well as it has the main tractor, as well as the front tires and also the rear tires. They're their own transform group, which is good. It's not a problem at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my rear left tire underneath this transform group. So basically when I do anything to this transform group, it's going to do something to the rear tire. They're going to basically be together. We're going to pair them together so they move in sync. So all I'm going to do is do this. I'm going to hit Control X to cut, open up my back left. You're going to see a component joint. What this is doing is attaching the tire and the axle to the tractor, and the rear left tire is here. So what I'm going to do is go up to this main group and hit Control V, basically copy paste or cut paste, however you want to do it, and then hit Control V, and boom, there it is. There, that looks much better. So, and again under this one we have the filler, which is no big deal. This is that little filler piece. And then we have the rear left. So we now have this guy, and then we click on the main transform group, and boom, we have both tires. So we're good to go there on the left. So we just got done pulling in the left side. Next thing you need to do is pull in the right side as well. So we're just going to minimize that back up. Basically you can collapse and expand transform groups if you see a little plus sign next to them. If there's no plus sign next to them, as for example here, you're as far as you can go. You're down as far as you can dig. So the next thing I need to do is I'm going to add the rear right tire. So I'm going to go File, Import, and go rear right. And boom, it just pulls it in, random spot. You know, don't worry, it's okay. We can pull it in wherever it likes. You know, we can tweak it and adjust it once we get it in the correct transform group. Because if you make an adjustment now and go to pull in the other transform group, it'll be in a different location. You know, that's what I come to find out. You know, I could be wrong, but most of the times when I come to editing the mods, it's always off just a little bit. So all I'm going to do is again highlight the right rear, hit Control X, or I'll actually do it on the screen so I can show you guys. So I'll do cut, open up the wheel back right transform group, and do edit, and I'm going to do paste, and bam. So now we have dual tires on the back right as well as the back left. So I want to say the easy part's done, which in my opinion it is, but that's cool. So we have the physical objects there. Now we just need to go into the mod description as well as a vehicle XML and add these items in. So I'm going to try to do a split screen the best I can. Usually I do it on 2 screens, but we'll do what we can do here. I'll drag this down here just out of the way currently, because we'll be back to this here shortly. So now we have the objects in. The next main thing I want to do is I want to make them selectable. Now normally people just add in the dual tires and say That's good. You always run with dual tires. I think it's pretty cool if you had the feature of you make them selectable. So to make them selectable, what I did was I actually took I didn't do anything to the script. I'm just using the script in a different manner. And what script that is basically the extra work light mod. So what I'm going to do is I need to add that into my vehicle specialization. I'm going to show you guys how to do that here. So I'm going to open my mod description. And here's my mod description of my tractor. So I'll put that over here. And then you'll see a little group called specialization. Not a problem. What I'm also going to do is open up the required files. I did a little mod description just to show you what we need to put in here. So I'll move that out of here to a new window. I will drag that over here. And I'll show you guys what we need. So this is our tractor we're modifying. This is one out of the example that says required files. One thing you need to do is I'm going to try to go in order here. So we're in specialization on this side. So what we need to do is add in what's called the Beleuchtung 31, which is basically all it means in, I believe, in another language, possibly German, is working lights or something along that lines. But what am I concerned with? It means to me is selectable rear wheels. So what I'm going to do is just copy that line out, and I'll paste it in here. Now I'm a little fussier when it comes to how it appears. As far as indentation and so forth, I try to keep it nice and neat and everything lined up and indented appropriately. It might get out a little whack here and there. It's just, you know, try to keep it neat. As far as the file structure goes, it really helps your life in the end. So what I'm going to do is I put that file there. Now what I also need to do is down in the vehicle types, it's basically telling us what the vehicle does when it's referring to the vehicle Lua. So if the tractor is motorized, steerable, drivable, cylindered, hireable, AI tractor, cylinders in here twice. Just you know, I should probably eliminate one of those. So what I'll do is I'll just strike this out for now. I was a little sloppy and had two in there. So what I'll do is I'll eliminate one of those just for now, temporarily, in case I don't think I needed to, but it never hurts to strike it out. It's just as good as not being there. So now that we added our specialization up here, we need to add it in down here under the vehicle type. So that way the tractor can complete this function. So it'll load up this script mentioned above, specialization. So what I'll do is I'll copy it out of this one, come over this one, and hit trusty Control C and Control V. So this specialization is now in here. This is referred to up here. This is telling it in here. The rest of these are called from the in-game engine or in-game vehicle Lua. So that's fine. This last one is called from where I'm telling it to be called from, specialization. Now you can also have many other things down here, whether it's work lights, etc. You could have, you know, add a passenger script. You'd have to put it down here, but then you'd also add it underneath the specialization above. So that's just basically how we need to add this in. So we see it down in the specialization. We add it underneath the column of specializations. One last thing we need to do is we're telling it what to use, but what we need to do next is how to activate the twin rear wheels. Next thing we're going to do is grab this guy right here, the 110 entry. 110 refers to how it's going to appear on your screen in the upper right hand corner, or upper left hand corner, I apologize. Basically calling the text of, hey, what's this command going to do? Well, I'm telling you what this command is going to do. It's basically going to say twin rear wheels in English. In Dutch, I believe it says wing, or I'm not sure about Dutch, but anywho, I'm worried about English for now, and that's what it's going to refer to as twin rear wheels. Is how it's going to appear. The text name NHD wheels, you'll see where that's going to appear again. This is going to be referring to the vehicle XML, and what we're in is the mod description XML right now. So when you guys send questions in about, you know, where do I edit a value? Well, there's usually two places. One's a mod description that we refer to, and another one is called the vehicle XML. And that's usually labeled by the vehicle name. For instance, ours is going to be 1206. So I'll show you about that there. So I'm done with the mod description as of now. What we added was this 110 line, the specialization, and we added the Beleuchtung 31. as well as we just struck this out for now because we don't need 2 cylinders. I had 2 in there by accident, so I got rid of one of those. We don't need 2. So what I'm going to do is close this down for now. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to go back up 1 level. See my Farmall 1206. Open that up. This is my vehicle XML. Now, if you have a tipper, there would also be categories in here as well that you add to capacity. But in this case, we have a tractor, so we won't be doing that quite yet. But I will do a future class just on basic editing mods, for instance, capacities, so forth and so on. Prices, if somebody wants to tweak the price a little bit, it's a little too high, a little too low, etc. I will show you guys how to tweak that in a future class. Alright, so I'm going to go back in my required files. I will open this one as well. I'm going to move this to a new view. So I tried to create this required files to show you guys what needs to be added in. I try to make life a little easier. You're going to learn in the process. And I'm also going to try to show you where to put these if they need a certain home. And try to keep it a little neat in where they go. For instance, how this one's called on is a lights add-on, lights stay on true. And here you'll see the NHD wheels that we're talking about in our mod description. Basically, if I go over here, I'll open this up one more time. If I have it here, I don't, so I'll click back on here, and I'll go back to our mod description. Now in here, you will see our NHD wheels, which is basically is going to be over in here from this guy right here, NHD wheels. So you see how these two correlate. So whatever this name needs to be here in the vehicle XML needs to match the text name here. Because this is going to pull information from our vehicle XML saying, okay, what are NHD wheels? Well, NHD wheels are here. If you wonder why they're named NHD wheels, I was working on a New Holland tractor that had dual wheels, selectable, for a gentleman, and that's how I named them. I just brought it over to here. So you can rename it whatever you like, but honestly, I know what they are, so I just leave them the way they are. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. Is my old philosophy. In the end, we can rename them if we like. So back to our vehicle XML. What we're looking for is we just need a space to drop these in. You don't want them. It's not really critical where you put them, but try to put them next to what they correlate to. I know they're not lights, I get it, but how this is written, it is for a light add-on. So what I'm going to do is take my light add-on and go here and go copy, and then what I'm going to do is I'll paste these guys in right here. And what I'll do is I'm going to walk you through how and double check our work. And what I mean by that is I set this up just to make this go a little smoother. So what I'm going to do is, now that we have this in, what this is referring to, for instance, is called light type work. All it's telling you is basically when you hit this input name, the NHD wheels, all it's going to do is, just like a light, the wheel's going to be there, the wheel's going to disappear when you hit the button. So all it is basically a key binding. Just telling you that you hit that button, it's going to appear, you hit the button, it's going to disappear. So for instance, I'm going to open my tractor mod right now, my Farmall 1206, and I'm going to show you what we're looking for. Let me shrink this down here a little bit so it's a little bit easier. I'm going to try working one screen. It's a little bit, 2 screens is great, but when you're doing a little show here, you want to be able to see both. So what I'm looking for is, I will go back here, and I see I'm scrolling down, and what I want it to be, right now these tires appear. You'll see that it's labeled as 3, 2. Okay, it's not a problem. So what I'm going to do is basically take this, there, and I'm going to get rid of that bad boy. So you can see how it works, how it's going to work in game. What I want to do is quick change my camera angle, otherwise if I move around it will not be fun to show you guys how it works. So there's that again. This is how it's going to look when I hit the toggle key, which will be number 6, and this is how it'll look when I activate it. So deactivate it, activated. You get the idea. The important thing here is it goes 3, 2. So what I'm going to do is update this index to say 3, 2, and that is all. So basically when I toggle this, it's going to appear. By that, basically it's referring to the index node of that transform group. So in this case it's 3, 2. We go to our other one, back left, and here it is, it's 4, 2. So what I'm going to do, set 4, 2, and voila. And then those are updated. So basically, like I said again, these numbers are referring to right over here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll make that disappear for now, because I want to make sure it activates in the game. So I'm going to save that. Not that we did any changes at all. Okay. I'm going to close this down. And there's our vehicle XML with the dual tires in the rear, selectable, and here's the indexes that are going to make them go on and off. So what I'm going to do is I'll close this out as well. Now, one other thing you noticed in the mod description, we referred to, I will pull this up and show you guys, this file here. It's called Beleuchtung 31. So under specializations, we need this file. If you go under our specialization, it is not there. There's these 3 other files, which basically is lanes. Everybody likes lanes. Well, at least not in Pleasant Valley, we don't. Plow spec and the ground particle system, which are in there from when we converted to 13. So you can get rid of them because they're not referred to in here. So it's not a problem. So what we'll do is we'll wipe these guys out right now. There, so long. Go back to our required files. I have a little folder called specialization. Here's our file. That's mentioned here. So what I do is I have it in the required files. What I want to do is hit copy. Go back up to the specialization folders of my mod and paste it in there. Now we're good to go. So this file is now pointing to this folder, which contains the specialization. So as of right now, I'm going to get rid of the required files folder. I no longer need it. So what I'm going to do is just temporarily drag it out to my desktop, just in case there's something. There's always, you never know. So now I'm happy with that. What I want to do, just for fun, is do this here. I'm going to make a copy, rename it. We'll name it, and this is called single. What is called this? Dual. Bam, there's that. Now, what I'm going to do is open a zip file. Here's all our old files. We're going to delete those files out of there. And of course, the old famous thumbsdb files. Those just come through due to textures being done on a Macintosh. What I'm going to do is select all our files, minus the single, minus the dual, where we're going to be dropping all the files. Then what we'll be doing is click and drag right into the dual. There we go. Okay, I will close these out for now. So we are done with those. I will copy this over to my class mod test folder. This to show you the end results. And there's it in that folder. Now, next comes the fun part, because I want to test this bad boy out. So I will open my farming simulator. Pardon the mess on the desktop. This is it's organized in my eyes, which, you know, nobody ever said I saw, you know, perfectly 2020, but it's all good. Alright, so I'm going to open my save game here. And if I did it right, it'll work. But there is always that possibility of it not being right. So let's give this a shot and see what happens. Load up my game. Tractors. There's my Farmall. I will show you how to relabel that if possible. So you can effect your purchase. Okay. So, good. I have errors. I always like errors. Why? Because I get to show you guys how to fix them, which is always good. These are not too difficult. These aren't Lua script errors. These are easy little errors that are user caused. Not a problem. So, they're there. My vehicle's still probably in the store. It's just referring to textures. So what's going to happen is my tires just might not have the textures needed. Okay. So that's not showing up, which is fine. Okay, because the textures are not there. Not a problem. So what I do is I'll back out of this. And there we go. Okay. So what happened is I'm going to go to my trusty log file, like I taught you guys in the first class here. The trusty log file is going to tell me the whole story here. So let's see what we got. Good, good, good. Okay. Says textures 1206 rear wheel diffuse.dds. So what happens was, to explain to you guys, I'll edit this in Notepad. Okay, here we go. Long story short, it's telling me that, hey, you forgot to copy the rear wheel diffuse, the colors, the texture files, for the files you imported. Not a problem. Well, fortunately, we have them right down here as well. So what I'm going to do is basically tell this to go away, and we will go to this textures 1206 rear wheel diffuse, as well as this one as well. So we're going to go to textures 1206 rear wheel spec. Now, another way to do this as well is, I will show you another way as well. I just want to scroll through here. So spec, and then we have can't load resource, the blink tech, which is not a big deal as well. I will show you how to fix that one as well. So what I'll do is I'll close out of that. Now, just so you notice, these two are here. So file 20 and 21 are also 22 and 23. So what I try to do is eliminate, so I don't have a dual entry here. But at least for now it's fixed. Worst case scenario, I save it. There, that's fixed. That error will not come back because they're linked. What I'm going to do is clean this up though. So what I'm going to do is look for file ID 22, which is referring to the diffuse, rear wheel diffuse. So I do this, do a search, do a find. File ID 22. Boom, there it is. Okay, so what I'm going to replace that with, as you guys notice up here, the rear wheel diffuse is right here as well. So file ID 20. Cool. Okay, so we're going to scroll down. And there we go. Run changes to 20. Good to go. Next one we're going to do, we have an extra one of. So now that I know that this is fixed, say bye. That one, see you later. Next one is 1206 rear wheel specular. That guy is also here. So 23, we'll do a quick search, which, well, I'm not going to do a search, it's right down here. So we're going to do 23, and we're going to replace it with 21. So it's going to appear the same as this. This is a different material ID. It's no biggie. And we're going to get rid of this. So we don't have duplicate texture files in there. And click Save. That is now fixed. Now, that's why I believe... Okay. So I didn't fix the sounds. Let's see here. Pardon me why I scroll around here and see what the other error was. It was a sound, which is not a big deal. Can't load resource syncs. Alright, so which is referring to the blink tick. Okay, alright. So where can I find the blink tick? Let me see here. It's not really critical. I could just make it another sound because honestly I don't care if it blinks or not. So I'll go here. And then my vehicle XML, I'll close this out just to be sure. And I'll look for where it's called a blink tech. Here it is, right here. Sounds blink tech. Okay. So, not a problem. We're going to go to our back and we're going to call it to, see if we have an in-game one here. From Sliminator 15, we'll go to data, vehicles, shared. And let's see here, blinker. Let's call it this. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is do it this way. Whoops, I just split my screen over here. I will show you guys how to call from this folder. So we're going to do basically money sign, because that's referring to the default folder for Farming Simulator 2015 mods. In-game vehicles, so I'm going to do money sign, We're going to do data. It's like it stays up here. We'll do vehicles. Do shared. And they're referring to it as blinker. So we're going to go blinker. Dot wave. Okay. That should fix her. So now, that should fix our little error that we had in there prior. Hope so anyway. We shall see. Now one more thing, I don't think is quite right, so let's double check this. I'm going to go back to my tractor here. Let me see. We go to view, camera. I believe this needs to be up, in my opinion. This, we're going to do edit. We're going to do cut. This actually needs to be under this transform group right here. Why? And I'll show you in a second. And we'll just double check, and there's our tire. Yep, it's on. So there's that. And we have to change our vehicle XML one more time as well. So we're going to go back here, and this one, instead of being under the main transform group, it actually needs to be under this wheel transform group right here. So what I'll do is hit edit, hit cut, go here, select this guy, edit, hit paste. Now it is there. Trust me, there she is, right there. Okay, good. So now I want to save it. Now what if you, this is another walkthrough tutorial for you guys one more time, is we now need to update the vehicle XML to match. I'll put this guy, oops. Oh, I hate working with one monitor, but it's all good. I'll get it figured out. I just gotta. It's kind of funny how you can snap to the left, but you can't snap to the right as far as your windows go. So good. All right. So that. So we're gonna go over here, and what we're gonna do is find this guy right here. So he is now updated. He is now 310. And the other guy will be 410. Basically, this needs to be down below the tire. That was my bad. It should have been below the primary tire, which it was not when I originally did it. It was just underneath the main index group, which is a no-no. So it might not have been recognized. It might not let me select it. So I'll save that guy. I'll close him out. I will save this now that I got him done. And it should be good to go. So what we're going to do is get rid of this, get rid of those files. Yes, the thumbs DB is always there. Select my files, minus my zips, and let's click and drag. And it should be good to go now. Hopefully get rid of all our errors. And just copy and paste, and we'll update, yes. And we'll load up the game and see how we made out this time. Should be good to go, and I'll show you guys, hopefully, if all is well, selectable rear wheels on the mod that we converted last week. You know, if I'm going too fast, I apologize. This, it gets, you know, you get in the motions of converting stuff, and sometimes you go a little fast, you trip up, which I have done, you guys see. And then we'll go from there. So I'll jump in. I'll go to purchase my tractor, hopefully with no errors. 0 errors. It's always bonus. Again, activate the console tools. We went at it in a couple other tutorials. I'll go over it one more time at the end here to show you guys. What I'll do is I'm going to jump on my tractor. Alright, now, so this is showing up. This should all work. Now we don't have dual tires yet. Not a problem. We'll work on that. For some reason here, we don't have dual tires. So, let me quit and see where we went wrong. We're going to keep going back here until we get it right. So, let's see. Make sure our specialization's there. Yes. Make sure our mod description's right. See what we got. Okay, guys, you know what I missed? I tell you what I missed. is what's called the input bindings. So this is telling me the text that needs to be thrown up, but down here it's like, hey, you guys, you need an input binding, mister. Not a problem. That's why I went ahead and I'm going to show you guys how to put that in and what it should appear like here. There it is. See, you move along so fast and you miss it all. So, good thing I went ahead and I kept the one I already did. So, what it needs now is what's called input bindings. This is going to tell me what key to press to get my dual tires. Again, this is what I'm using. So I'm going to copy this, and I'll put this guy right over here underneath the store description. And there he is. There's our input binding. This is going to tell our mod this is the key to press to get us selectable dual tires. So closing that out. I'll close that all out. I'm going to show you guys a little trick here. I only modified the mod description, so I don't need to zip everything back up. I'm going to just transfer over the mod description. That's all I modified. Copy and replace. Good to go. Fingers crossed this works. If not, back to the drawing board one more time. I can't tell you guys, if Giants paid me per click how many times I open their program, I'd be a millionaire, because I open constantly back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, that's all it is. Between looking at your log, using your log, and reading it and understanding it, and looking for the errors. You know, the log tells you the whole story. It's going to tell you where to look, where you went wrong, you know, what's missing, you know, like the texture files you guys saw, the wave file. All good stuff, because the log file it tells the story. It'll tell you where you went wrong. So, there's our trusty tractor. I'm going to click on it, and if all is well, we have no errors. This is telling me it loaded in our Farmall 1206 correctly. No errors. Now, fingers crossed, I hop down here, and I'm going to have an input binding. There it is, guys. That wasn't here prior. What I'm referring to is, in the upper left-hand corner, is twin rear wheels. Remember that text? That's what was in our mod description. So, yeah, single wheels look good with that big old axle. Boom. There we go. There's our dual rear tires. We now have selectable. So, you're driving along, say, you know what? I don't need dual tires anymore. Boom. There's your single tires. In my opinion, it just looks so bad in my eyes. That single tires it's tough. It could have been the way the tractor was back in the day. You know, I'm not a tractor expert, but that axle there is just screaming, you know, to say, hey, throw some dual tires on me. And I think it looks so much meaner, more, you know, it might not be realistic per se, but I definitely do like the dual tire look, and I like the older tractor look. You know, everybody's converting the newer John Deeres, and you know, I like this old Farmall style tractor. So, like I said, you know, if you want to make those tires permanent, that's not a problem. I can show you how to do that as well. I just thought it was a neat little feature to have them selectable, so you can toggle them on and off as you wish. So, you know, I'm hoping, you know, it wasn't too bad. You know, like I said, we had a couple setbacks here, but I enjoy it. You know, I don't want to do it perfect at first. I want to show you guys errors and how to fix them, you know, and go from there. And again, like I said, this tractor, I really liked it. I picked it to be because in 13 it wasn't too bad to convert over. There is a version of this out there. There also is a version of this out there. Not that they might have corrected the errors by now, but when I first downloaded them, they had issues. So what I did was I knew 13 didn't have any issues, and if it did, you know, make sure we could solve them. But you know, that was that's the one. Awesome. Yeah, F1. Thanks, man. And Jen Falcon, cool. Yes, I will drop the finished version in the Dropbox as well, and I'll throw up a link in Dropbox, so that way you can play around with it. Also in the video, you know, you can go back, rewind, fast forward. I'll put it up on YouTube. You know, make sure we have the link up there for you guys. So, you know, if I went too fast, too crazy, you know, I made some errors, which is good. I want you guys to see we're all human here, and you know, I have I have made some mistakes, that's for sure, when converting. And like I said, it's trial and error. There's times I can't tell you where you had to start from back to the beginning. But if you get knee deep into it and you're not lost direction, just start over. It stinks definitely, and you'll find yourself that you could just start over and you'll work your way back through it and see where your error was. It's just the thing of take your time, go through it a little step at a time, and when you feel at a good point, load it up. Load it up and check it out and see how it looks. If you're happy with it, great. If not, it's the way it goes. But there's that tractor. And like I said, I will be putting this up so that way you guys feel free to use it. I take zero credit for the mod, absolutely none. All I want to do is show you guys how to do it. I don't. All the modelers take all the credit, no doubt. They just put the tools into place, and I just kind of shine it up a little bit. So, hope you guys like it. I'll show you one more sneak peek. I know there was a trailer that you guys, a lot of people were suggesting to us, which is fine, not a problem. So I'm going to show you what I got here. I'll give you a little sneak peek of a thing I'm working on here. Nothing map related, so don't worry, guys. It's I'm not gonna. I'll show you what we got. Yeah, we are human, definitely, no doubt. It's Gen Falcon, no doubt about it. So what we got here, I'm going to show you guys a little toy that I've been working on. I've been trying to work, we're trying to get a nice trailer here. I mean, we're finding out that big trailer we had in last Friday's preview is pretty clunky, and it's coming quite burdensome, so we're kicking around the idea of other alternatives. So I want to show you guys is you're going to say, hey, that trailer looks familiar. So I'm sure KW, I believe he suggested as well. So I want to show you guys this version. Now, pardon, I did not update the store icon as of yet, but I will show you what we got going on here. So, as most of you guys know, let me find a trusty tractor here with my drive controls, of course. So what I'm going to do is back up here and I'm sure you guys say, hey, yeah, that looks familiar. It's actually on the official site. So, this is our trusty tractor. Now this, fine, pool's fine, it's a nice little bale trailer. The thing that comes in is backing this thing up could be a little tricky. And how can you're going to have to pull it with the Volvo that we have in game, and you're going to get stuck. It's going to make you upset, pretty mad. Well, we're going to fix that for you right now. I'm working on it as we speak. So I'm hoping I'll do a class of this in the future. So what I did was took that trusty trailer I like so much, and I decided to add some legs underneath of it, some jack stands, I believe they term it, and a fifth wheel. So no more pulling with a tractor. We now have a actual bale trailer we can pull with our 18-wheeler. This is a work in progress, guys. It's going to have some problems with it yet, but as far as functionality, it is pretty cool. I put the jack stands on from another trailer, and they are functioning. So they go up, they go down. And basically, if you want to hop on this, do I have it connected? I have it disconnected, my bad. So what I'm going to do is jump on here, just to show you guys how she functions. I'll jump on the back of my truck, and we're going to raise and we'll lower these. Everything works just fine. So that's going to be an alternative to transporting items. We're going to look at, see what we can do here, whether it's wool pallets, boards, etc. We're going to try to get this guy somewhat functioning, and we will get it up and going here soon. Like I said, it's a work in progress. We're not quite done with it, but it's an idea Dave had last night, and we're hoping to get this all squared away. Yeah, it's a work in progress. We're getting there. I just started it last night, so I don't have many hours into it, but there's still some tweaking I want to do. When I first got it converted, I didn't have the legs on there, so the thing was smashed into the ground, and I had to pick it up with a front end loader and all that good jazz. So, but now at this point, we can pull it around with our truck, and it's all functioning. It works good. So you move around a little faster, and backing up is a breeze. If you can back up a trailer, you can back this guy up. So yeah, that's our idea, Nate. We're hoping this is going to come in PV15 as far as one of our mod packs. But we're working on it. We'll get there. Little steps at a time, but I just want to show you guys. I apologize, the store image was not updated yet, but I just want to show you how it's rolling. So that's that. And one more thing I'll show you guys, just in case you want to add this as well to be technical. So I'll close out of this. But one more item I want to show you. We'll change for tonight. I'm running a little close here on time. It's only 4 minutes to go. But we will... I'm going to show you one more item. So basically, now that we updated the dual tire in this folder, I'm going to go back to my switcher folder, my Bobby thingy here. And we'll hit save. So that way it loads from my correct file folder. One thing I want to do is now I have this labeled as a dual. I'm going to go to my mod description. And the Ford 420, thanks for the follow, buddy. One other thing I want to change before anything else is I'm going to go in here and I actually want to change the name of it. So right now it's Farmall 1206. So if you want to use the single tire and the dual tire, all I'm going to do is just call this dual. So that way there's no confusion. As well as this one, we'll call this and it should be good to go. So if I did all as well and right, all I do is copy this over one more time. And it's just being, a little crazy. Backup, yeah, that's why I did them. I did them just because of backing up purposes. And if we have a trigger where you shoot past the trigger on a map and you want to back it up, it won't be too much of a headache. Or the way we envisioned it originally was pulling that trailer with a swivel front axle on it behind the Volvo. It got a little upsetting. So we're going to hopefully get this guy going right. And that way when we go here, right here says it, Farmall 1206 dual. Boom. That's what I want to see different. That way we have the other one. That's a single axle, single tire, single rear wheel, as well as we now have the dual wheel. And it should load up fine. All I did was change some text, just to make sure. Yeah, I always check my log because you never know. I change one too many things, and boom, my log will be filled with errors. And that's the way you learn. You just got to keep cracking along. Practice, trial and error. I will put the finished link up, and what I'll do is, as we speak, I will put the link up, and I'll put it in chat. It shouldn't take too long to upload. As well as I'll also put it on our forums, PV mods, underneath the class. I'll put up the finished mod. That way you can go around and play around with it and see what you think of it. And I hope you guys like it, and give it a once over. If you make errors, if you get stuck, refer to the video. But if you're, want a quick answer, give me a shout out. Shoot me a message on the forums, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. LJ Stott, thanks for the follow. One other thing, I think that's all we got for this tractor tonight, and we're running pretty close on time. So I just wanted to show you guys what we had there. Aussie Gamer Ross B, thanks for the follow. So that's what we got, guys. We had the Farmall 1206, adding the dual tires on. So if there's any questions, shoot them up, and I'll see what I can do about answering them. But like I said, I hope I didn't make it look too difficult. I made some errors along the way. J Wida 858, thanks for the follow. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, the main thing is when you go into Giants, it looks good from behind, but do not, I repeat, do not move that camera until you're on other than outdoor camera, because it will mess up how it appears in game. You can scroll around in this camera, and no harm, no foul. You'll be good to go. So I think that wraps it up for tonight. If there's any questions, like I said, shoot me a message on the forums. I will post a link in chat here shortly. Again, I take zero credit for the mod, not mine at all. You know, all I'm doing is showing you guys how to make tractors, how to modify them, as far as adding tires appearance-wise, make them selectable. So we shall see. You know, see what you guys think. You know, and go from there. I'll be doing more in the future. There was other items, like for instance, I want to revisit the Wood Crasher. Thanks to I think it was Jen Falcon who pointed out to me there was a little issue with the Wood Crasher. The part I forgot to show you guys how to remove. It was hiding in Giant's editor, and when I brought it in game, it was sleeping underneath the wheels. What's that? So we're just going to do a follow-up on that of the Wood Crasher there. It is fixed on our server. I could just put up a fixed version, but I like to show you guys how to fix it. I think that's about wraps it up. We're at a little bit after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't want to take up too much of your time to make sure everybody's still awake out there.
Got a question for you.
Sure, question me. Go ahead.
Perhaps
go for it.
we could show them at some point how to fix a camera.
Absolutely. That wouldn't be a bad one at all. Fix a camera. Well, there's...
If you get in a mod that has a bad camera view, you know, very easy to recenter it and stuff. If they selected the wrong camera, they might need to put it back.
Right, well, what I do, if I get the wrong camera, in my personal opinion, is I just create a new camera, or I reference the original mod before I mess up the camera view and put in the same XYZ coordinates. Were you thinking of doing one from scratch?
I was just thinking if they messed it up, or any way to get a camera, or they get a mod that a camera's really bad position.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I could do that as well. So, yeah, I'll probably, let me see if I might save that one for another night here. I'm running past 9 o'clock. I don't want to run too late here for these guys.
Yep. No problem. Just came to mind. Thought
Oh,
I'd throw
yeah.
that out there.
No, totally good idea. Alright guys, what I'll do is stick around on chat here. I will upload the dual tire Farmall here for you, so that way you have the finished version as well. And I will put a link right in chat. And I'll also put one underneath, like I said, the class. So what I'll do is I'll make sure to upload this right now. And you guys will be able to have that in no time. But if there's any questions currently, feel free, you know, shoot a chat here, and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible, and hopefully give it the right answer. If not, I'll see what I can do about finding it. My YouTube is, I will type in, my YouTube should be, if you do exclamation point YouTube, it should be the first one, but if not, it's there is my YouTube name. So if you're looking for videos that I did, feel free to swing by there, as well as Dave's. Don't forget Dave as well. D-A-J-N-E-T, Dajnet. He does all the mapping YouTubes, and anytime we do a Friday night preview, we also put those videos up. You know, I hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and it's not too crazy for you guys. And like I said, we'll be back Friday night. Dave will be doing his map making class again on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Followed by at 9 o'clock, we'll be doing a new preview. And hopefully we'll have that new Bale trailer in there, and go from there. But But I'm working on the upload as we speak, guys, so it should be up there shortly. But it just takes a little bit. I don't have the fastest internet connection. So as soon as that's done uploading, I will throw it right in there. But for now, I'm just going to stop the stream, but I will put in a link, and I will catch you guys all Friday. Like I said, it'll be 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dave will be doing his map making class, and then followed up by our preview at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys there. Catch you later.